Tom Meents Injured, Hot Wheels show on dirt. All of this and more is coming up on this week's edition of MonsterTalk News. Starting off with the results for Monster Jam in Belmont Park, New York. Show 1 would see Fernando Martinez win time racing and skills, and Weston Anderson would sweep all other competitions. At Show 2, Fernando Martinez would once again win time racing, Brandon Talachka won skills, Brianna Mahan would win donuts and freestyle, and Weston Anderson would take home the overall. At Show 3, Brianna Mahan would win time racing, freestyle, and the overall, while Weston Anderson won skills and donuts. And for Show 4, Fernando Martinez would win time racing, while Weston Anderson swept all other competitions and the final overall of the weekend. With Jamie Sullivan not being present and Joe Dennis filling in for her, she has unfortunately taken a huge dive in points, now situated in 5th, whilst Mahan moves up to 4th, Brandon Talachka moves up to 3rd, and Fernando Martinez moves up into 2nd. For Monster Jam in Fargo, North Dakota, Show 1 would see Dalton Widener win racing and the overall, Brandon Vincent would win skills, and Tony Oakes would win donuts and freestyle. For Show 2, Brandon Vincent would win racing, freestyle, and the overall, while Tony Oakes would win skills, and Manuel Sol Rio would win donuts. Brandon Vincent still has a commanding lead over Tony Oakes, with a 98-point gap between the two drivers, with Dalton Widener not too far behind Tony Oakes. For Monster Jam in Providence, Rhode Island, Show 1 would see Zach Garner win racing and Kristen Anderson win all other competitions, including the overall. For Show 2, Cody Saucier would win racing, Armando Castro would win skills and freestyle, Angelina Knock would pick up her 2nd ever competition win in donuts, and Kristen Anderson would win the overall once again. At Show 3, Cody Saucier would win all competitions except for skills, which would be won by Armando Castro, though Saucier would win the overall. And for Show 4, Armando Castro would win racing, skills, and the overall, while Cody Saucier would win donuts and Zach Garner would win freestyle. Points continue to be very, very close, as Kristen Anderson still manages to hold on to her lead against Armando Castro, with only 16 points separating the two. For Monster Jam in Anaheim, California, Show 1 would see Ryan Anderson win racing in the overall, Adam Anderson win skills with an incredible Cyclone Donut, and Kayla Blood win freestyle. For Show 2, Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars would win racing, Byron Musau would win skills and his first overall since San Francisco Show 1, and Joe Foley would pick up his 3rd career freestyle win. The top 3 continues to trade places, as Ryan Anderson continues to lead the series, but Camden Murphy has now overtaken Adam Anderson for 2nd place. For the All-Star Monster Truck Tour in West Valley City, Utah, Show 1 would see Austin Tweedy and Monster Patrol win Best Trick, and Jacob Ladwig in Rat Attack win racing, freestyle, and the overall. Show 2 would see Rat Attack sweep all competitions as well as the overall. Show 3 would once again see Rat Attack sweep the entire show and get the overall. For the Monster Truck Nitro Tour in Augusta, Georgia, Show 1 would see Stinger Unleashed, with CJ Ratu win 2-wheel skills and freestyle, with Logan Tweedy in Barefoot winning racing. Show 2 would see Zane Ratu and Shredder win 2-wheel skills, Rampage with Tommy Valerone would win racing, and Cameron Tweedy and Carolina Crusher would win freestyle. For Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live in Paris, France, Show 1 would see 5 Alarm with Craig Christensen win wheelies, long jump, freestyle, and would win the Titan Cup, with Rick Stevens in Mega Rex winning racing. At Show 2, we would see Craig Christensen in 5 Alarm win wheelies and freestyle, while Gangster with Darren Schnell would win racing and the Titan Cup. And for No Limits Monster Trucks in Dripping Springs, Texas, the show would see Dylan Fenley in King Crunch sweep the entire show. Topping the news today is a very important story. As we covered in our Indianapolis review, Tom Meents would be injured during Show 2's freestyle competition. An official statement by Monster Jam was posted, basically detailing that he will miss out on competition for the foreseeable future, with no announcement on when he will return or who will fill in for him. Most would assume Blake Granger would make the most sense, considering he already works for Monster Jam driving said truck, but he's also never had experience driving a men's truck before. Colton Eichelberger is another pick, but he has not been involved in driving since last year's World Final stunt, and him coming back on such short notice I find very unlikely. But at the time of writing this video, who really knows? Hopefully we can get an answer soon, and more importantly, the 14-time world champion takes as long as he needs for a full recovery. This past weekend's international show in Paris, France was easily one of the most unique and interesting Hot Wheels Monster Trucks live events the promotion has put on thus far. Since its inception, Hot Wheels has always done concrete shows, with crush cars being added as obstacles. The reasoning for this is not only a cost-effective measure for not bringing dirt inside the venue, which some venues would not want and are not a fan of, but it is also a lot easier for promoters to put on these types of shows. However, this event in Paris, especially compared to every other Hot Wheels show, looks like the World Finals in comparison for a multitude of reasons. While the track is nothing to harp on about, it was pretty solid for what the tour tries to achieve. The tour also had a staggering 10-truck field, with former Hot Wheels identities making a return for just this one event, in addition to the regular 7 trucks that are part of this tour, as well as Hot Wheels Racing number 1 that is still running on Crusher. 2 other trucks were in attendance. Race Ace would run on Monster Force, while V8 Bomber would run on Ragnar. Both of these European trucks seem to perform well, and it is fantastic to see these older identities back. And continuing on from my previous statement, I do have to give Hot Wheels props for coming out with an incredible track for what is essentially their first stadium event. If future Hot Wheels stadium events are presented like this, whether internationally or domestically, I think that this is a great step forward for the tour. What do you guys think of this? Let us know in the comments down below. A very interesting article was posted to monsterjam.com on February 1st. The article is written by the voice of Monster Jam, Scott Jordan, and goes on to explain the history of Sam Boyd Stadium, its tenure with Monster Jam in hosting the World Finals, and its current state. Most of the information brought up in this article is information that most are, or should be, familiar with, such as the reasoning for Sam Boyd's abandonment being down to the UNLV and the Las Vegas Raiders, and about the agreement between both parties in regards to being allowed to host events in the venue. However, it's the ending to the article that I find very interesting. In regards to the question Jordan asks the reader, he responds with the following: "Never say never. With its future undecided, UNLV officials are considering selling the building and property outright, demolishing it, or remodeling it for secondary use. Regardless of what happens in the future, Sam Boyd Stadium will always hold a special place in the hearts of Monster Jam fans, drivers, and employees, and our history will forever remain tied to that sacred dirt in the Las Vegas desert. I will have more on the legacy and possible future of Sam Boyd Stadium on an episode of Inside Monster Jam powered by Lucas Oil in the coming months, so stay tuned." With that in mind, here is why I think this article is so interesting. The World Finals has been out of Sam Boyd Stadium for 4 years, including this upcoming year's event in SoFi Stadium. It's been almost 5 years since the closure of the venue for events. Monster Jam has enjoyed the success of their premier event being held in 2, soon to be 3 big cities and venues, and probably will not quit on that anytime soon. But why has this article been posted now? I may be looking into this way too much, which I tend to do a lot, but I feel like that this has been posted for a very specific reason. Of course, besides the fact that this is promoting their Inside Monster Jam episode. Whether or not that means the stadium will be torn down, maybe the stadium is being sold off to a new owner who looks to host events again, including Monster Jam. Whatever the future is, I think this one Inside Monster Jam episode is one to tune into on Mav TV or any other podcast platforms. And when that episode is released, we will provide an update to this story in a future news video. The now former barefoot driver Logan Tweedy announced this past Monday he would be leaving Triple B Motorsports. In a now deleted Facebook post, Logan would write the following: "I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, but as of today, I am no longer with Triple B Motorsports. Their operation isn't what I thought and hoped it would be at all. I stuck it out for as long as I could. I didn't want this ride to end so soon, cause I love driving barefoot and I love doing this with my dad and my brothers. That was the only thing keeping me going was them. If it wasn't for them, I would have left a long time ago. But today was the final straw for me. Management is horrendous, and they just straight up don't care about their employees or spectator safety. More on this will be shared next week in a video I am making, which will explain in great detail of what happened and how we got here. It will be nothing but the truth. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out for it." The rest of the post would have Logan go on to thank the fans and wish the rest of his family, for those still working at Triple B, luck in the future. Triple B owner James Trantina would respond negatively to Logan's claims and refuted them in the comment section, which would lead to a vicious argument breaking out between Trantina, members of the Tweedy family including Logan, and other members of the monster truck industry, including former Triple B employees and Dawn Cretan, the latter of whom would receive this comment from James, accusing her of having children with multiple different fathers, after earlier saying he'd keep things as professional as possible. Which led to a major backlash against Trantina and ultimately led him to deleting his initial response to Logan Tweedy. Afterwards, Logan, while driving his barefoot hauler back to the Triple B shop for the final time, claimed that Trantina threatened to call the police on him if it wasn't returned in time, thus reporting it as stolen. Days later, Logan's brother Austin Tweedy would leave the team as well. However, on much more amicable terms, and it seems that he would receive a much more positive response from Trantina as a result. The Tweedy family has been with Triple B for over 2 years and have been their main drivers since the acquisition of Paul Schaefer Motorsports. But the future of the team seems to be uncertain, as more behind the scenes drama seems to spill out online, as well as more public departures from the team occur. I would instead like to end this story putting the focus back on Logan and Austin and wishing both of them luck in their future endeavors. Monster Trucks have hosted shows in the storied Hagerstown Speedway for decades. Monster Jam would continually host events in this venue all the way up until 2021, and since then it's been the Varda's promotion, Monster Truck Invasion, that has looked to fill the gap in hosting events at that speedway. However, for 2024, this seems to not be the case. On the Speedway's official Facebook account, a fan asked if there was going to be any monster truck events at their speedway, with the reply from the account being that monster trucks aren't scheduled for the venue anymore. This kind of comes as a surprise, as Hagerstown monster truck events have always been fun events to watch, and there has always been a passionate set of fans who have attended these events. But Hagerstown Speedway isn't the only venue to not host monster trucks anytime soon. Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Quebec, Canada has also been a staple of monster trucks for the last 30 years. From the early days with the USHRA to the start of the formation of Monster Jam to Monster Spectacular, the Quebec fans have always got great shows in this hallowed stadium. However, for at least the next 4 years, renovations will be taking place and no Monster Truck shows will take place inside Olympic Stadium. According to a statement from the Quebec government, the stadium's roof and ring needs repairing that will last for the next 4 years, costing an estimated $870 million. This projects a possible return in 2028 or 2029, depending on how renovations go. We hope to see more Monster Truck events in these venues very soon. It is once again time for the Monster Truck 5 of the Week, where we get to showcase a multitude of shows and tours that are touring the globe. All 5 Monster Jam tours will be running this weekend, with Arena Championship Series West heading to Denver, Colorado in the Ball Arena for 4 shows this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, while Arena Championship Series Central continues their point series in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for 4 shows this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the PPG Paints Arena. Arena Championship Series East will head to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania in the Mohegan Sun Arena for 4 shows this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, while Stadium Championship Series West heads to Houston, Texas at NRG Stadium this Saturday. Stadium Championship Series East will visit Tampa, Florida at Raymond James Stadium for 2 shows this Saturday and Sunday. Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live will only be hosting 2 of their events this weekend, with the international tour heading to Berlin, Germany for 3 shows in the Mercedes-Benz Arena this Saturday and Sunday, while Hot Wheels USA Tour number 1 heads to Trenton, New Jersey for 4 shows in the Cure Arena this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Toughest Monster Truck Tour heads to Youngstown, Ohio for 2 shows this Friday and Saturday. The event will feature Blockhead with Darren Basil, Dirt Crew with Jerry Beck, Dozer with Jack Brown, Maximus with Travis Groth, Tailgater with Tim Jones, and The Veteran with Tyler Groth. The Monster Mashers Championship Series is back, as the All-Star Monster Truck Tour heads to Birmingham, Alabama for 2 shows this Saturday and Sunday. The event will feature Colossus with Elliot Miller, Crazy Train with Triton Robbins, Little Miss Dangerous with Athena Cazell, Playing Crazy with Montana Robbins, Terminal Velocity with John Zimmer Jr., and Uproar with John Zimmer Sr. The Kicker Monster Truck Nationals will host 2 shows this Saturday in Hobbs, New Mexico. The event will feature Black Stallion with Mike Vardas, Higher Education with Chris DeHoyes, Jurassic Attack with Tim Hall Jr., Joe Yuri in Kamikaze, Mikey Vardas in Overkill Evolution, and Stephen Thompson in Taurus. The O'Reilly No Limits Monster Trucks and Thrill Show heads to Farmington, New Mexico for a single show this Saturday. The event will feature Double Trouble and First Responder, both with to-be-announced drivers, Geronimo with Brandon Swick, and Rat Attack with Jacob Ladwig. And finally, the 2 Extreme Monster Truck Series will head to Lake City, Florida for 2 shows this Saturday. The event will feature Jimmy Cretin in Bounty Hunter, as well as Dan Dahlgren in Brutal, Mike Brister in Hot Tamale, Dawn Cretin in Scarlet Bandit, and Rob Poutre in Shark Bite. And well, that is all we have for you today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.